Hi, I'm Joshua Becker, founder of The Hope Effect. I'd like to share a little bit more about why we want to promote a better way of orphan care to places of worship. For years, people of faith have cared about orphaned and vulnerable children around the world. Thousands upon thousands of people give sacrificially every year to help children find shelter and safety in their time of need. A recent Barna study revealed that U.S. Christians give $2.5 billion annually to support orphanages around the world. We applaud their generosity and their hearts to help children in this way. Unfortunately, growing research over the last few decades has revealed horrific findings about the traditional model of orphan care. Studies show that children who grow up in institutional care are 10 times more likely to fall into sex work, 40 times more likely to have a criminal record, and 500 times more likely to commit suicide. Additionally, the overwhelming majority of children living in orphanages have at least one living parent. In fact, it's estimated that 80% of children living in private orphanages, many of which are funded by people of faith in the U.S., are not orphans at all. Prior to starting The Hope Effect, I was a pastor. I took God's instruction to care for the orphans seriously. So I went on several mission trips where we visited and worked in orphanages. On one of my last trips, I was introduced to the kids in the orphanage, and I also met their families. I was surprised and confused about why all of these kids were in orphanages when they had families. Here's what I discovered. Many orphanages around the world have taken on the role of poverty alleviation. Families living in poverty struggle to care for their children. So parents, wanting to give their children access to greater opportunity, send them to orphanages thinking they'll have access to better nutrition, health care, and a quality education. However, these parents often don't realize the long-term negative effects institutional care has on kids. By funding orphanages, good-hearted, generous people have unintentionally created a system that breaks up families and harms children in the long run. The good news is, there's a better way to care for orphaned and vulnerable children. It's been God's plan all along, the family. In our work since we started The Hope Effect, we've seen hundreds of children's lives change dramatically as they exit orphanages and are welcomed into loving, supportive families. That's why we're pioneering family care around the world and partnering with like-minded organizations to help the family care movement grow farther and faster. And here in the U.S., we are raising awareness about the importance of family and informing places of worship about the dangers of institutional orphan care. We'd love to have you become part of this solution. If you belong to a place of worship, please invite us to come speak with your leadership team or your faith community. And you can learn more, donate, or explore other volunteer options at hopeeffect.com. Thank you so much for your support. Together, we are changing the way the world cares for orphans because every child deserves a family.